All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are live. Thank you for tuning into the Big Blue Sports Podcast tonight. Let me turn this down. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, thank y'all so much for joining tonight, y'all. Got a wonderful show for y'all tonight. Got a lot to get into. First, I want to say our kickball season for the summertime just ended today. Today was the last week of the regular season. Unfortunately, our team, we were one and done. We played really good defensively. We just couldn't get any runs across. But ultimately, I think we did a really great job this year. We did what we could. We had a lot of new people on our team. Hey, all's well that ends well, man. Yeah, you don't like to lose anything. You know, everybody's very competitive. But ultimately, yeah, I had fun. It was a great time. Loved playing with everybody. So, excuse me. So our next season won't begin until October 10th, which that'll be the beginning of fall. So very excited about that. I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Cliff. He's the one that introduced me to it, and I've been having fun with it ever since. And shout out to David, our team captain. Kept us together throughout the whole year. Did what he could. But hey, ultimately, y'all, I had fun. Had a great time. We're going on to the first topic. As you know, I had two fantasy drafts happen I had one happen this past weekend on Saturday night, and then I have one that happened. Excuse me. Then we have one that we did last night, Monday night, which was really great. Had a lot of people show up for that. Not everybody was there for it, but had a great number of people show up, and it was awesome. Had a great time. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to both. If you tuned into both those videos, or if you watch the rebroadcast, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to say for the first one, where it was only 10 of us, it's a 10-man league. I like my team. It's pretty good. This is the first time I've drafted two rookie running backs as my starters. So I got Bijan Robinson from Atlanta, and then I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs out of Detroit. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. I really hope it works out because I need it to, man. I risked a lot to get both of them. And then the other fantasy football draft, the one we did at work at Mike Anderson's, I had the number 1 overall pick in that draft, and that one has 14 of us. So it's a good number. I took Jamar Chase with my first overall pick, mainly because I trust Joe Burrow more than I trust Kirk Cousins. So it was a no-brainer there, and I'm pretty happy with my selection. But guys, ultimately the drafts went really well. We progressed through them pretty quickly. With the 14-man draft, I thought it would take a lot longer than intended to, but it actually went pretty well. Alec, welcome to the show, buddy. You missed the draft this year? Oh, no, man. Alec, do you want to be in a fantasy football draft, man? You still got time, man. The season doesn't start until September 7th, so you got this week and a couple of days next week. So, hey, you still got time. And then, so I'll be doing 3 drafts this year. The third one will be this Sunday at 6 p.m. Our commissioner sent me a message today. And I'm like, man, 6 o'clock? God, we got to hurry up and draft because the LSU game is that Sunday. It's at 6:30. So we got to make sure we hurry up and get it out the way because I'm trying to watch the game. He came second last year. I might join. Not too sure yet. Oh, hey, that's awesome, bro. Second place, that ain't bad. Hey, that's a lot better than I've done the last 2 years. Let me tell you. Last year I finished second to last, and the year before that I was third to last. So it's been pretty rough for your boy the last 2 years. But hey, I'm hoping to right the ship. And then so overall my team in the Mike Anderson's draft, it was pretty good. After I drafted Jamar Chase, I went 2 running backs back to back. Sometimes luck ain't got nothing to do with it. Sometimes, yeah. Hey, sometimes luck may play a factor. Most of the time, it's not. Sometimes you pick the right players, you get the right team, you get the right squad, and it just helps you out, man. That's just how it gets dealt sometimes. But hey, Alec, I hope you get to participate in one this year. It's very fun. I enjoy it. I usually just do like a $20 fee, so not too crazy. I know there are some leagues out there that charge like 75, $100, sometimes even way more than that, which is crazy because I mean, yeah, the money pot is really big, but man, you better hope you come in like first, second, or third, man, because otherwise it's just a wasted opportunity. So yeah, so which one? Which picks do you want to know? So I did a draft on Saturday night, and then I did our work draft last night. I can tell you all the picks I made in both of them if you want. Okay, so the Mike Anderson draft. So my quarterback, I drafted Geno Smith. Geno Smith is my starter. I'm really confident in Geno. He had a great year with Seattle last season. I really think he's on the come up. He just got a 3-year contract extension, so I went with Geno Smith. He was the best quarterback at the time, in my opinion. Quarterbacks went pretty quick, man. I was really surprised by that. Like, of course, Josh Allen and then Patrick Mahomes were the first two quarterbacks taken. And I'm like, bro, what in the world? But hey, I'm content with that. And then my two running backs, I took Jahmyr Gibbs from Detroit, and I took Aaron Jones from Green Bay. So those are my two starting running backs. I'm pretty content with that. So I got Jahmyr Gibbs in both leagues so far. I'm really interested to see how he does. And let's see, my wide receivers, I have Jamar Chase and Deontay Johnson from Pittsburgh. I really loved it. I really love Jamar Chase. Obviously went to LSU. I love him as a player. He's gonna do great paired with Joe Burrow. Deontay Johnson, he was the best wide receiver at the time, so I had to scoop him up when I could because you need a solid number two. My tight end, I was able to get George Kittle. Thank goodness. I really always love getting a good tight end. So I got George Kittle at tight end. They are wide receivers and running backs are where it's at, man. I literally have the second best wide receiver in the league on my team. I had the number one overall pick, so I had to choose between either Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. I went with Jamar Chase because I trust Joe Burrow more than I do Kirk Cousins, 100%. But probably could have been happy going either way. And let's see, my flex. Ooh, let me see. I need to see who my flex player is. I know my kicker. I got. Oh God, I got old boy. Let's see. Oh, I got Brandon Ayuk. I got Brandon Ayuk as my flex, the wide receiver from San Francisco. I got the Bengals defense, and then I have Evan McPherson, kicker from Cincinnati. And then I got Gibson. I got Antonio Gibson, running back from Washington, on my bench. And then I got Zay Flowers, the rookie sensation from Baltimore. Then Derek Carr is my backup QB. I was really happy to get Derek Carr. Gerald Everett, tight end from the Chargers. He's my bench player. And then Youngshu Koo is my backup kicker. Joshua Kelly is a backup running back for the Chargers. He's my bench player. And then my last bench is the Titans defense. So my bench is looking nice. And then yeah, not too shabby. I was pretty happy with it. Yeah, so I had the number one overall pick in the Mike Anderson's draft, and it was a snake draft. Yes, so after I had the number one draft, it was a while till I had to pick again, but it was two picks back to back, so that really helped. That's how I was able to get two running backs at the same time. I picked Jahmyr Gibbs and Aaron Jones at the same time or back to back. Well, not necessarily. So the last 2 years, I've had the number 1 overall pick in Mike Anderson's, and 2 years ago, I drafted Christian McCaffrey when he was still with the Panthers, and that wound up being a total disaster. He got hurt towards the end of the year, and that didn't really work out very well. I was furious. And then next season, I had the number 1 overall pick again, and I took Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis, and that was even worse. He was horrible. Like, God, I wanted to get rid of him after week 3. I was already tired of him. So yeah, I haven't really had the greatest luck. So this time I went with the wide receiver. I know it might seem like it's rigged, but trust me, I didn't want the number 1 overall pick this year. I really didn't. I honestly wanted to give it away, but I didn't have enough time to adjust the roster. I had to work that whole day, so I didn't have enough time to adjust the draft order. But ultimately, everybody was content with their draft order. We had definitely a good amount of new faces. Had a couple old faces show up as well. But it's awesome. I really hope we could play a full season. I hope we don't have another DeMar Hamlin situation again. God bless. Hopefully, that doesn't happen to any player this year. But no, man, it's awesome. I'm excited. The season will start next week. It'll be the Lions and the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football. And then the rest of the NFL games will start that Sunday. And then you got Monday Night Football. So, hey, I can't wait, man. I really hope to win. And then, like I said, the last draft I'm going to be doing will be this Sunday, September 3rd at 6 o'clock. That's when we're going to draft. That's going to be a $25 league to play. Like I said, I'm hopefully going to try to get it finished as soon as possible because I'm going to be watching – I want to watch the LSU game like from start to finish because, the game will come on 6:30 that day. It's the only game on Sunday. So I'm like, oh, man, I wish we could do it a little bit earlier, but it's okay. Or at least do it after the game. But it's all right. We'll make it work. Yeah, got anyone else participating in fantasy football this year? I hope you'll have a blast. Hope you'll have fun. Make sure it's, fair and square. Make sure nobody quits or gives up. Play through it to the very end because you never know what can happen. The injury bug is a real thing. Trust me, I've lived through it 2 years in a row. And, a couple of things happened in the world of football, y'all. Jonathan Taylor wanted to be traded or requested a trade from the Colts. The Colts are asking a lot for Taylor, but they didn't really find a deal with anybody. So he's still with the Colts right now, and the Colts put him on the physically unable to perform list. So we don't know when he'll be able to play again. And Pearson, I'm sorry, bro. I told you you shouldn't have drafted Jonathan Taylor, but he went and drafted Jonathan Taylor, which was his second running back. So now he's trying to scramble to get that problem figured out. God bless. I told him not to. I told him it was a bad idea, but he wound up doing it anyway. I really don't know where Jonathan Taylor's future will lead. It's either going to be with the Colts or a different team, just not sure which team. I can't really think of a team that needs a running back right now. I think every team is pretty secure at running back at the moment. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of somewhere. Maybe he could possibly go play for the Eagles or the Panthers. I know they got Miles Sanders, but I'm not sure if Miles Sanders will be the guy. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Not the Broncos. The Broncos got Javonte Williams. They're very excited about him. I guess you could say the Dolphins. The Dolphins have they got old veterans at running back. They got Jeff Wilson Jr. and Raheem Mostert. So that wouldn't be a bad place for him to go. Buffalo's not a bad place either. I know Buffalo needs a running back. They got Damian Harris, some other guy, but I don't think Damian Harris is going to be the answer to their prayers. So him going to Buffalo wouldn't be too bad. But we'll see, guys. The season hasn't started yet. Anything can happen, especially before the trade deadline, which ends in Week 8 for the NFL. And then our boy from the Saints, Will Lutz, he's a kicker. We call him Big Nut Lutz down here in Louisiana. He was traded to the Broncos today for a 7th-round draft pick. I know kickers don't really go for much. We're gonna move forward with the rookie kicker, number 19. Hold on one second. Yeah. Blake Groupie or Blake Group. Blake Groupe will be our kicker this year after Will Lutz is being traded. He's got some big shoes to fill. I mean, Big Nut Lutz, he made a lot of great kicks for us over the years. Will Lutz was with the Saints. He made the team after the 2016 preseason, so he's been on the team for at least 7 years. I was really sad to hear that they were trading him away. I really love Will Lutz. He was a great kicker, did a lot of great things for us. But hey, man, sometimes, I mean, at the end of the day, NFL's a business, and you got to, do what's best for the team, and they felt like that was the best decision to make. But now every team is going down to the 53-man roster. All the preseason games are over. The NFL season will start next week, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. I can't wait to see how some rookie standouts will do. Yeah, Will Anderson from the Houston Texans, Zay Flowers from Baltimore. So many great players to watch out for, and I'm super excited. That's why we love the game of football. Yeah, and then of course, while we were drafting last night, we saw some players were questionable already, but hopefully they'll be able to play. I know Jalen Waddle will probably not start the opening day. He had to get carried off of practice, so hopefully his injury is not too serious. And then Mike Evans suffered a hamstring injury, but they expect him to play on opening day. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how Baker Mayfield does with the Bucs. He'll be the Bucs starting quarterback this year. Can't wait till we play him. I can't wait to shut those Buc fans up. Like, yeah, you got another Super Bowl, but now look at your team. Your team is in shambles now because they didn't prepare for the future. But hey, it looked like the Saints weren't preparing for the future either. But hey, they were able to turn it around pretty quick. We'll just have to see how Dennis Allen does. Man. There were some couple players I saw that caught my eye. That Vaughn dude, the running back from Dallas, he looks really good. He made the 53-man roster for the Cowboys. He had a good preseason. Khalil Herbert, running back from Chicago, he did really well in the preseason. He's going to be a great running back for sure. I hope the future is bright for that young man. Man, it's awesome, man. I'm just happy football's back. I know a lot of people are happy football's back. But yeah, guys, and then college football will start Saturday. All the main games will be going on. I've been seeing a lot of hype around Colorado and TCU just because Deion coaches there, and they're hyping the hell out of Colorado. So we'll see how they play against a powerhouse team like TCU. Should be a fun game to watch. And then LSU will play Florida State on Sunday night. Oh, so let the celebrations begin. Yeah, so we got college football, and then next week we'll have NFL start of the NFL season. Woo! Let's go. Yeah. Oh, man. And, I did want to give a little recap of what games that happened this past Saturday for college football. Notre Dame won over Navy 42-3. Like, it wasn't even close. Navy had no shot, man. Like, Navy runs that old school wishbone formation where they run the ball. They're a heavy run team. they don't pass very much. Like the two quarterbacks that were in the game for Navy combined for a total of 4. They were 4 for 7 for 36 yards. They did not pass the ball very much. Yeah, they run a lot of options, toss, inside zones, halfback stretches, all that crap. That's just how they play. But of course, and then you got Notre Dame on the other side. Sam Hartman, their quarterback, he had over 250 yards passing, 4 touchdown passes. Lit it up. He lit it up in the air. Lit it up in the air like he didn't just even care. No, but he was tremendous that game. And then they had two of Notre Dame's running backs combined for three rushing touchdowns. And it's over 120 yards rushing. So Notre Dame was able to run the ball effectively as well. It was just a slaughter. I mean, I felt bad for Navy. Like Notre Dame was just laying it on them. But of course, Navy turned the ball over a good bit too. I mean, it was raining a little bit over there in Ireland. Players were losing the football, could not get a good grip on it. Sorry. So I mean, hey. You take advantage. You take your opportunities when you can. And then we have the USC. USC played San Jose State. USC won 56-28. Take a look at this. Yeah. So San Jose State's quarterback, Siobhan Cordero, he actually didn't do bad. He was 21 of 38, almost 200 yards passing. He had 198, three tutties, 3 TDs, no interceptions. And then Quale Conley had 6 receptions for 108 yards, popped off. And then, of course, Caleb Williams is a starter for USC. He's the Heisman Trophy front runner this year. He was 18 of 25, 278 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So my man had a good game. San Jose State tried to hang in there, but hey, at least they didn't give up. And, of course, when USC got up to a good lead, they put some other quarterbacks in there to play. They had Miller Moss, and then they put in Malichi Nelson, the 3rd stringer. Yep. Those are pretty much the main 2 games that happened that day, or the 2 main powerhouses that were playing on Saturday. I expected these 2 teams to win. I mean, they were kind of playing teams that weren't really up to their levels, but hey, it's good football. You can't turn down good football. But the real college football games will start this weekend, and I know everybody's super excited. I know I am. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, guys. Before we move on to the next topic, does anybody have any topics or discussions they want to mention? Anything they want to bring up? I'll leave the floor up to y'all. Oh boy. Yeah, you love to see it. Hope everybody's having a great night tonight, y'all. I know I am. I'll tell you what, I've been grinding so much on MLB The Show. Like, it's like my new favorite game. I just didn't want to play Madden this year. I just didn't want to. Like, I'm tired of that game making me upset. You know what I mean? All right, hold on. Let me drop this real quick. Oops, sorry, y'all. Let me drop this real quick. I got an alert on my phone real quick. Let me turn it off. All right. 1 second. Ba-ba-ba-ba. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to turn off my phone real quick. Let it restart. But the next thing I wanted to get into real quick, football with baseball. There's only 2 months left of the season. They got September and October, and then in the middle of October the postseason will begin. I said there's still a lot of good team. Pretty much the same teams are still in the playoff hunt. My Padres, it's going to be tough. Like they're going to need to have a great month of September if they want to have any chance of making the postseason. They didn't do very well against the Marlins. They didn't do very well against the Brewers. But hey, what do I know, huh? Something good will come out of it. Are they the Braves, the Orioles? I know the Brewers are leading their division. The AL Central, I want to say the Twins are still leading that division, so they'll be making the postseason unless they just fall off. But I want to give a shout out to a couple players that are killing it in the MLB right now. Luis Castillo, the pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. It should be Seattle. If it's not Seattle, I'm going to be very mad at myself because I should know where he plays. Here. Yep, I was right. I was like, because I remember seeing an S on his chest. Oh, hold on. Let me get this right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he had 15 strikeouts 2 days ago. Kudos to him. Mookie Betts has just been killing it right now. Mookie Betts went 5 for 5 against the first game of the Guardians 3 days ago. I mean, and then he's continuing his stretch right now. Like he is just putting the bat on the ball. And he's got 2 stolen, and he stole 2 bases too during that stretch. Mookie Betts is playing out of his mind. He's the right fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He used to play for the Boston Red Sox, and then they didn't want to pay him the good money, so they let him walk. And I know a lot of Red Sox fans are upset about that, and especially my buddy Slade. My buddy Slade, he's a big Red Sox fan. He was so mad when they didn't want to re-sign Mookie. Mookie was the last Red Sox player to win MVP. That was back in 2018, and they haven't had one since. But the Boston Red Sox are not out of it yet. Right now, they are currently 4th, but they do have a shot to take the Blue Jays spot. It's going to be tough though, because they got a lot of teams to contend with in the AL East. I mean, you got the Orioles, you got the Rays, then you got the Blue Jays, and you also got the Yankees. The Yankees are last in that division right now, and they just been dealing with so many injury bugs. It's so crazy, man. I can't understand it. Aaron Jones has been out for a while with a toe injury. Giancarlo Stanton hasn't really been doing much, and Anthony Rizzo, he comes and goes. But hey, guys, like I said, there's a lot of baseball left, so you never know. The March to October will begin. Oh yes, and I did want to bring up the fact. So D'Amico Ryans, he's the head coach for the Houston Texans. He has made a decision of starting C.J. Stroud as the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans, and he will start opening day against the Baltimore Ravens. So, good luck, my man. You know, about to see if you have what it takes to play in this league, my friend. Shit's hard. I've seen it. Rarely do you see rookies just being able to kill it right away, whether it be offense or defensively. But somehow there are times there are just players that just come in and they pick it up immediately. Like Sauce Gardner, the cornerback from the Jets, defensive rookie of the year. He's looking to continue that campaign. And then they got Garrett Wilson, offensive rookie of the year for the Jets as well. Chris Olave was second. He almost had it, man. But hey, Garrett Wilson was just better. I give him props though. Garrett Wilson was really good. Garrett Wilson was a top receiver in fantasy this year. He was top 10 actually. He was either top 10 or top 15. He was ranked high up there. Of course, I saw they had some fantasy football breakout players as well. Dalton Kincaid, the rookie tight end from Buffalo, he was a top fantasy breakout player this year, which I'm surprised by because I know Dawson Knox is still in Buffalo, so see how that works. And then Zay Flowers, the wide receiver from Baltimore, he was considered a top 5 breakout player. I got him in the Mike Anderson league, and I was so happy. He's going to be a great bench player. And you never know. If he plays really well, I might put him as my flex or starting wide receiver. Just depends. And then I want to let's see Bijan Robinson, running back out of Atlanta. I know they still got Cordell Patterson over there, but Cordell Patterson's getting a little too old. He can still play, but he's not as explosive and dynamic as he used to be. I mean, he's a strong power back. Like, he can get you touchdowns in goal line situations, but like I said, his body's kind of wearing on him, and he doesn't really have much time. He doesn't really have much years left in the NFL. But hey, he's still a good goal line back or third down back whenever you need the job done. Let's see. There was another player I saw. George Pickens. George Pickens, wide receiver from Pittsburgh. He's projected to have a great year this year. Let's hope so. I mean, I really want the Steelers to succeed. I really hope Kenny Pickett can pick it up from year 2. I know Mike Tomlin's a great head coach for Pittsburgh Steelers. This will be his 17th season. I'm so happy for him. I hope he continues to do a fantastic job over there. Yeah, guys, like I said, I hope everybody's had a wonderful time. Hope everybody's had a great week. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I'm gonna end the show right here. There wasn't really much to go over tonight. I just wanted to go over some main points. But I will. This Thursday show will go more depth into the matchups on Saturday, and we'll talk more about the matchup on for Thursday Night Football between the Chiefs and the Lions. And then we'll give a little bit more depth on the next big UFC event coming up. Sorry. But guys, as always, thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and make sure you share this video with the next person. As always, love y'all. Peace. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about.